Minasan, okarinasai. Today another icon with some crazy roles in anime, video games, and a lot of good western stuff too. A name I knew way before I was even interested in Seiyu. Megumi Han, born June 3rd, 1989 in Tokyo. Currently part of the Atomic Monkey Agency. Amazing name. She was previously an actress in live-action dramas and films prior to debuting as a Seiyu. All of this is kind of hard to track down, so I won't be going into detail on this, but later on I will talk about other live things that she has done while being an active Seiyu. So let's talk about that career. She started voice acting in 2011 with two pretty big roles, I'd say. One is obviously a lot bigger than the other, but we'll start off with this little cutie, Iru Suzaki in Digimon Fusion. And then her most iconic role, Gon Freaks in the remake of Hunter x Hunter, one of the greatest shonen series ever created, and she voiced the lead character basically as her debut. She deserves every round of applause ever. 2012, she voiced in another children's show that all 90s kids will love, Takanosuke Shishiya in Metal Fight Beyblade Zero G. And let's keep that trend going with her voicing Ryo Kamishiro in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal's second season. In 2013, she was Mollybath Blackball in a certain Magical Index movie, Sumire Hanano in Chihara Fuyu's second season, Kota Inukuma in Kiniro Mosaic, Mushibugyo in the show of the same name, then some leads, Hikari Sakishima in A Lull in the Sea, Chiari Tsukikage in Jewel Pot Happiness, and then another very beloved, adorable small lady, Atsuko in Little Witch Academia. There is one more thing to mention for this year though. She would voice in another beloved shonen series, Naruto Shippuden, as the young version of Obito Uchiha, throughout the years also voicing young Kurenai-sensei and filler characters Princess Chiyo and the little cutie Yome. 2014, she got her Pretty-Cure debut as Hime Shirayuki in Happiness Charge Precure, also voicing Jeanne d'Arc in Rage of Bahamut Genesis, Frisia in The Seven Deadly Sins, Akihiko Arai in Barakamon, and Five in Terror in Resonance. Great show. She even portrayed this character in a stage play as well. 2015, dipping her feet into the Gundam franchise as Sayla Mas in Gundam The Origin. It is actually her second role in the franchise, but the other one was just a short-form 2-minute episode series. Later on, she would also voice the young version of Galio in Iron-Blooded Orphans. But back to 2015, she would voice Daru Dayu in Show by Rock, Persia in the Gate series, Utakata Misogi in Chivalry of a Failed Knight, and lead Rinko Yamato in My Love Story, a cute, fun romance show. And I'll end off with Chie Hori in the Tokyo Ghoul OVA Pinto. 2016 was a smaller year for her. Ryoko Banryu in Bubuki Baranki, Hitaro in ReZero, and another great lead of Benio in Twin Star Exorcists. Then two great movies, Sumi Arano in This Corner of the World, and Miki Kawaii in A Silent Voice. Lastly, she had a little cameo of Akko in Space Patrol Luluko. 2017, the year of the rooster. Let's start off with Keita Amano in Gamers. Not the young version, but the adult one, or the teen version I guess. Kind of rare for a girl to be voicing a character like this. Fun show though. She was also Mary Tooley in The Ancient Magus Bride, and Market in Altair, A Record of Battles. This year she also won Best Supporting Seiyu at the 11th Seiyu Awards. In 2018, Megumi would voice Yoko Mitsukado in Killing Bites, Kagari Shina in Steins Gate Zero, Sorteliana Sorlut in Sword Art Online Alicization. Really weird name, definitely butchered it, my apologies. And also debuting into My Hero Academia's third season as Tatami Nakagame. The last character for this year would be Miki Makamura in Netflix's Devilman Crybaby. A very tragic character. I guess the show overall is just tragedy. But anyway, little random fact about Miki. The person I covered last time, Saori Hayami, has also voiced this character but in a different Devilman series. Megumi and Saori have actually worked together in a lot of shows throughout the years, and I'm surprised I've never actually seen them together. Although I have seen it once, but only once. In the year of 2019, she had the role of Glass in The Rising of the Shield Hero, Terano Totobami in Kakagururi's second season, having another Beyblade role of Drum Koryu in Beyblade Burst GT. There was also a small net animation for the Revue Starlight series where she would voice Aruru Otsuki, a student at the Frontier School of Arts, also portraying her in live action. Then two big ones, Momo Iji Soma in the remake of Fruits Basket, and voicing Tama in One Piece. Last thing for this year, she was nominated for Best Japanese Voice Actor at the 3rd Crunchyroll Anime Awards for her role of Miki in Devilman, but she lost to Mamoru Miyano and his insane performance of Kotaro in Zombieland Saga. The godforsaken year of 2020, she voiced Jackie in the Netflix Trigger anime Brand New Animal, also Perrin Azaki in Ghost in the Shell SAC 2045, a lead of Akari Yamamoto in the movie Love Me Not, and once again something all the 90s kids can appreciate, voicing Takaru, aka TK, in the reboot of Digimon Adventure. Moving on to 2021, Yoko Katari in World Trigger Season 2, Momoka Saotomi in Megaton Musashi, Bluebell Block in the remake of Shaman King, Nokoko and Chika in Komi-san Can't Communicate, and then some fun stuff. Shen Mei in Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, and Haru in an episode of Star Wars Visions. Last year of 2022, she voiced Irune in Puny Rune, an anime inspired by children's toys. There's also Tsubasa in Four People Lie in Their Own Way, co-starring with the Not Cherry duo and Ayane Sakura. There's also Strength in Black Rock Shooter Dawnfall, Nancy and her shadow Anna in Shadow's House second season. She voiced Popoko in an episode of Pop Team Epic's second season. And lastly, Penny Palladina in Ruby Ice Queendom, also voicing her back in the original net animation too. Great character, pour one out. For this level year of 2023, so far she was the young version of Monev in Trigun Stampede, and Kusui Koneto in Monogatari, and Beck in the second season of By the Grace of the Gods. She is currently Moeka Sekin in The Dangers in My Heart, Amit in Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts, but also the more relevant Makoto Kurume in Skip and Loafer, and Kana Arima in Potential Anime of the Year, Oshinoko. Later in the year, she will be in new seasons of Monogatari and Captain Tsubasa. Over the years, she has had smaller unnamed or one-episode characters in shows like Pokemon Black and White, as well as X and Y, Anohana, Blackjack, Cardfight Vanguard, Detective Conan, the Final Fantasy XV anime, A Certain Scientific Railgun, Little Busters, Gundam Unicorn, and Lupin III, just to name 10 or so. She only seems to have a small amount of singing credits, the endings of Kami-sama Minari and Four People Lie in Their Own Way, both sang with other cast members. Then insert songs for the Happiness Charged Pretty Cure movie and Show by Rock. She also sang the first opening of Bubuki Baranki, as well as the ending for episode 50 of Black Clover. Both of these songs were sang alone. Video games include some pretty cool stuff, honestly, with one of the first things she did being a PSP Digimon game based off of the first season of the anime, where she again voiced Takaru, and this was actually way before she started voicing him in the 2020 anime. Also not her only game in the franchise, as she is Nokia Shiramine in Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth and its sequel. Naturally, she's in the game version of all of her anime shows like Show by Rock, Danganronpa, Steins Gate, Little Witch, Revue Starlight, Pretty Cure, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Naruto, and voicing Gon in J-Stars and Jump Force, the big shonen crossover fighting games. Then as always, there's Granblue Fantasy, Fate Grand Order, and Dragalia Lost. But also some mainstream games she's in are quite a lot, honestly. Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, Disgaea 5, Dragon Quest Heroes 2, Guilty Gear XRD Sign and Revelator, Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Detective Pikachu, Another Eden, Yakuza Lost Judgment, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Phantasy Star Online 2, and Final Fantasy 15, as well as the upcoming Final Fantasy 16. That is a lot, having about 40 credits total, though some characters are just repeats in different games. There is, however, one more, her most iconic video game that she's been in, The Last of Us, voicing the lead character, Ellie, in both games and a television series. For the live-action Japanese stuff, she was the voice of Kyoman Izayoi in Shuriken Sentai Ninja. Over in the West, you might know this as Power Rangers Ninja Steel. But she also acted as Luna Kokonoe, a Green Sentai exclusive to the Japanese version. Sticking with the tokusatsu stuff, she is also the voice of Pega in 4 Ultraman shows, and Ultraman Justice in the online series Ultra Galaxy Fight. So Megumi is just the coolest. The only other live-action thing is that she's the voice of the character Takaya in the film Anime Supremacy, based off of the novel with the same name. Some Western television and movies she has dubbed for are the 2014 Ninja Turtles, Zack Snyder's version of the Justice League, Doom Patrol, Independence Day Resurgence, Mad Max Fury Road, Maze Runner, and Young Sheldon, having a little over 30 credits total. And she is actually the official Japanese voice for the American actress Chloe Grace Moritz. As for foreign animation, aside from movies, she's in other popular things like DC Superhero Girls, the Powerpuff Girls, My Little Pony, Paw Patrol, The Croods, and Boss Baby. The concerts she's been at include, well, nothing really, that's not really her thing. I would assume she's been at some sort of musical tokusatsu event, I just can't find any specifics. The only time I've seen her at a live was at Revue Starlight's Third Star Live, Starry Diamond. When it comes to the big anime festivals like Animax or Anisama, she's never been. Singing isn't really what she does, she's more of the genuine definition of a voice actor. But she has been a guest at many conventions, a bunch of them being in America, over at Anime Expo 2013, even speaking some very cute broken English. She was also at Animazement the same year, Anime Matsuri 2017, Non-Descon in 2018, and last year she was at Animazement for her second time. So let's move on to just a few fun facts. She is 155 centimeters, or 5'1". On social media, she has both Twitter and Instagram, being fairly active on both. She actually posts a lot to her Instagram story about her day, and it's usually in English. Hunter x Hunter was the first manga series that she bought while she was in elementary school. How fitting. She is a pretty good artist and has drawn fan art of characters that she voices, including Ruby's Penny. And she's a big fan of Digimon, with Patamon being one of her favorites. Ironically, that is the partner Digimon to her character TK. Finally, I've got a couple of facts that relate to each other and are really cool. She is the daughter of another Seiyu, Keiko Han, who is also an astrologer. You may know her as Sailor Moon's cat Luna or the main villain Queen Beryl. When it comes to the Japanese dub of Carrie, Megumi of course voices Chloe Moretz's character Carrie, but the character's mom is actually voiced by Megumi's mother. To go a step even further, in the original version of the movie back in the day, the character of Carrie was actually voiced by Keiko. This isn't the only time this happened though. In Hunter x Hunter, Gold's mother isn't ever shown, but the person who raised him is Mito, voiced again by Megumi's mom. And in One Piece, although Tama has no relation to the character of Toki Kozuki, both Megumi and Keiko debuted into the show in the same arc. And with that, we have reached the ending. Megumi is a very lovable, sweet lady with a really cute, giggly laugh. And her English is actually really good. I highly recommend watching some of her interviews from the conventions she's had in America. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and learned something new. Please join me in the next one about the final Tri-Cell member I have yet to cover. I look forward to seeing you there.